Hey everyone, so today we're diving into Gateway RPG. It's a tabletop game that's all about one thing, getting you and your friends telling awesome stories and fast. We're going to break down its really unique character creation system and show you just how easy it is to build the character you want your way without getting bogged down for hours in the rules. You know that feeling, right? You spend a whole night just rustling with ability scores, skill trees, and all these complicated rules before you even get to play. So many role-playing games have this huge wall you have to climb right at the very beginning. But Gateway? It just flips that whole idea on its head. It's built around this story-first philosophy. The whole point is for you to have a cool idea for a character and just start playing. And to do that, it gives you two ways to build a character: a super fast standard system, and then a more detailed advanced system for when you're ready. First, we'll get into the game's core philosophy, what makes it tick. Then we'll break down the two ways you can make a character: the super simple standard rules and the more detailed advanced rules. We're even going to see how flexible this system is by putting them head to head. Okay, so first things first. Let's really get into what Gateway RPG is all about. Because, you see, it's not just a rule book. It's a whole philosophy about how to tell stories together. And honestly, this quote from the sourcebook just nails it. The big mission here is accessibility. The whole system is built to be easy to learn, super quick to get into, and just endlessly flexible. It really puts the focus on your creativity and the story you're telling, not on getting bogged down in a bunch of complicated rules. Okay, now for the most important mechanic in the entire game. Seriously, everything, and I mean everything, comes down to this one simple idea: proficiency and deficiency. It works like this. If your character is good at something, they have a proficiency. You'll see it as a little plus sign. This gives you advantage on your D20 roll. That means you roll 2 dice and take the higher number. Easy, right? Now, if they're bad at something, they've got a deficiency marked with a minus sign. And you probably guessed it, that gives you disadvantage. So you roll 2 dice, but you have to take the lower number. It's simple, it's elegant, and it's the engine that drives this whole thing. So, keeping that core idea in mind, let's jump into the first way to make a character: the standard rules. Think of this as your express lane right into the action. It's designed to take you from a cool idea to a playable character in like minutes. And to see how this works, let's actually build someone. So let's meet Mateo Reyes. He's a reporter in a Lovecraftian cosmic horror setting. You know the type. He's sharp, he's observant, he notices things, but he's definitely not the guy you want in a fistfight. Using the standard rules, Mateo's whole vibe is captured with just 2 little marks. That's it. We give him a proficiency in intelligence, so he's got advantage on anything related to investigating or knowing stuff. And we give him a deficiency in strength, so he's at a disadvantage if he tries to, I don't know, kick down a door or throw a punch. Everything else? It's just neutral, a straight single D20 roll. And you can see his stats, like his armor class of 12 and his 4 hit points, come right from his neutral dexterity and constitution. So making a character like Mateo is literally just 3 easy steps. Step 1, come up with your concept. Step 2, assign at least 1 proficiency and 1 deficiency to your 6 core traits. And step 3, calculate your basic stats like armor class and hit points. Boom, done. You are ready to play. But what if you want more? More detail, more customization. Well, that is where the advanced rules come into play. This is for when you want to get really granular about what your character is good and bad at. And for this, let's jump genres completely. I want you to meet Xylos. He's a tiefling warlock, straight out of a high fantasy world. He's a charismatic spellcaster who, made a deal with some kind of powerful otherworldly being. Now, one look at Xylos' sheet and you can see the difference right away. We're not just putting a plus sign next to a big broad trait like charisma anymore. Nope, we're getting specific. For instance, he's got proficiencies in his wisdom and charisma saving throws. He's proficient with his magic spell attack, and he's got proficiencies in specific skills like arcana and deception. It's a way more detailed, fine-tuned build. So how do you do this? Well, the advanced rules use a point-buy system. You get a budget of points to spend. You get 2 proficiency points and 1 deficiency point for your saving throws. You get 1 proficiency for whatever attack type you want: melee, ranged, or magic. And then you get a pool of 5 proficiencies and 3 deficiencies to sprinkle around on all the other skills. It gives you this incredible level of control over what your character can do. Okay, so we've got 2 methods. One's simple, one's more detailed. But how flexible is this system really? Let's find out. We're going to take one character concept and build her using both sets of rules. And our guinea pig for this is Anya Blade Kirov. She's a cybered-up street samurai from some neon-soaked metropolis. She's fast, she's deadly, she's precise. A perfect character to really see how these two systems compare.
Before we even get into the numbers, let's talk about the vibe, the philosophy. With the standard rules, it's like we're painting with a broad brush. We just make Anya's entire dexterity trait proficient. It's quick, it's easy, and it's perfect for a one-shot or for new players. But with the advanced rules, now we're using a fine-tipped pen. We can pick and choose the exact skills that make her the street samurai she is.
All right, now for the nitty-gritty. Let's look at the actual differences on paper. In the standard version, her proficiency is just in dexterity. That gives her a solid 14 armor class, but because her constitution is neutral, she only has 4 hit points. Kind of squishy. But in the advanced version, we can give her proficiency in her constitution saving throw. And look what that does to her health. It jumps all the way up to 15 HP. That's a huge difference. Plus, we can make her specifically good at melee attacks, athletics, and stealth, instead of just everything related to dexterity. This right here, this is the aha moment. The advanced system lets you build a character who is tougher and way more specialized. You know, this is actually a fantastic way to level up a character as started with the standard rules. You can evolve them as the story goes on.
That massive jump in hit points we just saw with Anya isn't just a random number they picked. It actually points to a fundamental change in the way combat itself works. So let's break that down. Here's the core difference. In the standard rules, combat is fast, it's furious, it's brutal. Every single successful hit deals exactly 1 point of damage, and characters only have a few HP. But in the advanced rules, damage is decided by rolling dice based on your weapon, and your HP is way higher because you calculate it with something called hit dice. So what in the world are hit dice? It's just the die you roll to figure out how many hit points you have. In the advanced rules, your proficiency in your constitution saving throw determines what kind of die you get. If you're deficient, you roll a d6. If you're neutral, a d8. And if you're proficient, you get the big one, a d10. Anya's a tough street samurai, so she's proficient in con, giving her that d10 and a much bigger pool of health for more drawn-out tactical fights. And here's the other side of that coin, weapon damage. Instead of every hit doing just 1 damage, different weapons now have different damage dice. A small dagger might do 1d4 damage, but Anya's big, heavy katana, that deals a much more satisfying 1d8 of damage when she hits. It adds this whole new layer of strategy to what gear you carry. So when you put this all together, what does it all mean? Well, it really comes back to that core idea of Gateway. You get to play the game your way. This whole dual system gives you just incredible freedom. You can kick off a one-shot or a brand new campaign with the simple, story-focused standard rules to jump right into the action. But then, if your group decides, hey, we want more crunch, more mechanics, you can switch those exact same characters over to the advanced rules without skipping a beat. The game's complexity literally grows with your story's needs. Ultimately, Gateway is just this amazing toolbox that lets you tell any story you want, at whatever level of detail feels right for you. It really just leaves you with one simple question. With rules this flexible, who are you going to create?